Welcome back my YouTube channel worth old coin value. Today, we have an incredibly exciting topic to discuss. You've probably heard of rare coins selling for millions, but what about this coin 1 cent coin from 2017? Yes, you heard it right. A 1 cent coin, often just tossed around, can actually be worth a staggering $1 million. How is that possible? Well, in today's video, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know about this rare 1 cent coin. So, stick around because this could change the way you look at your spare change. Let's start with the basics. In 2017, the United States Mint released the usual Lincoln penny, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the shield of the United States on the reverse. These pennies were mass-produced and intended for circulation, so normally, you'd expect them to be worth only 1 cent. But there's something special about one of these coins that has set it apart from the rest and made it worth an unbelievable $1 million. To understand why one 2017 1 cent coin is worth $1 million, we need to dive into the story behind it. You might be wondering, why would a coin worth just 1 cent be worth so much? Well, like all rare coins, it's not just about the mint year or the denomination, it's about the condition, rarity, and specific unique circumstances around the coin. This particular coin was minted in such a way that it deviated from the norm, and this caused a massive surge in its value. Experts believe that there was an error during its production, and that's why it's so rare. But let's dive a bit deeper into what makes a coin rare and valuable. Now, what makes a coin valuable? Well, there are a few factors that determine a coin's worth, such as rarity ****. The fewer there are of a certain coin, the more valuable it becomes. Point 2. Error coins. Coins with minting errors, like misprints or improper striking, can increase the value dramatically. Point 3. Condition. The better the condition, the higher the value. Coins in pristine condition are especially sought after by collectors for historical significance. Sometimes, coins become valuable because of their historical context or significance. Now, let's talk about the error that made this particular 2017 penny so unique. In 2017, there was a rare mistake at the U.S. Mint that resulted in a handful of 1 cent coins being struck with a misalignment during the minting process. This means the design was off-center, creating a distinct visual imperfection. These types of errors are known as off-center strikes, and when it happens with a coin is commonly produced as a penny, it's incredibly rare. Because of this error, only a few of these coins ever made it into circulation, and as you can imagine, they're incredibly valuable. So, how did we get from a regular penny to a coin worth $1 million? Let's find out. Fast forward to today, and one of these misprinted pennies sold at a public auction for a jaw-dropping $1 million. But how did this happen? Well, the rarity and perfect condition of the coin made it highly desirable to coin collectors. The buyer of this specific penny was an experienced numismatist, someone who studies and collects coins, who recognized its immense value. In fact, this penny wasn't just any 1 cent coin. It had the perfect error and was in pristine condition, making it a once-in-a-lifetime find. So, how can you identify a valuable coin like this? Well, here are a few tips. 1. Check for minting errors. Look for things like off-center strikes, double strikes, or missing design elements. Point 2. Look for rare years. Some years are more valuable than others due to low mintage numbers. Point 3. Inspect the condition. A coin in good condition, especially uncirculated, is more likely to be valuable. Point 4. Use magnification tools. Get a good magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to closely inspect your coins. Coin collecting is an incredible hobby, but it can also be a lucrative investment. The market for rare coins has grown dramatically over the years. Just like stocks or real estate, the value of a coin can appreciate over time. If you're interested in coin collecting as an investment, it's essential to know what you're looking for and understand the market. However, remember that it's always a good idea to seek professional advice before making significant investments. To wrap things up, this coin 2017 1 cent coin that sold for $1 million is a prime example of how rare mistakes in minting can turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. And who knows? Maybe you've got one of these rare coins hidden in your pocket or coin jar, just waiting to be discovered. Piece off currency in this coin 2014 1 cent US coin that's currently valued at an unbelievable $25,500. Yes, you heard that right. over $25,000 for just one penny. Stick with me for the next 20 minutes as we break down everything you need to know about this rare gem. So grab your magnifying glass and let's get started. Before we jump into the specifics of the 2014 1 cent, let's talk a bit about the history of the penny. The U.S. penny, also known as the 1 cent piece, has been around since 1793. Over the years, we've seen numerous changes in its design, composition, and minting methods. Originally made from pure copper, the penny has evolved in both its materials and appearance, from the iconic Lincoln wheat cent to the more modern Lincoln Memorial and then to the shield design we see today. Each penny tells a story. However, the 2014 penny stands out for one very specific reason. It has a particular version that's rare and extremely valuable. The 2014 penny was minted just like any other, but what makes some of them so special is that, while the design is simple, there was a critical error that occurred during its production. This error coin is what has collectors and numismatists buzzing, because one of these 2014 pennies could easily fetch upwards of $25,000. Now, you might be thinking, how can a regular penny be worth so much? Well, the answer lies in the rarity and the specific minting flaw found in these coins. And let me tell you, finding one of these is like discovering a needle in a haystack. Here's the kicker. These coins feature a mistake made during the minting process that makes them highly valuable. Most 2014 pennies are made with the usual copper-plated zinc composition, but some of them were accidentally struck with the wrong combination of metal. This error creates a noticeable difference in both the weight and appearance of the coin. Some collectors call it a metal mix-up. Typically, pennies are composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. However, these mistake pennies were made with an incorrect blend of these metals, making them heavier, with a slightly different hue than the standard 2014 pennies. This minting error is extremely rare, which is why they are highly prized. So, what should you look for if you're hunting for this valuable 2014 penny? The most important factor is the coin's weight. The regular penny weighs 2.5 grams, but the error coins weigh slightly more, around 3.1 grams. This weight discrepancy is key, and it's what sets this coin apart from others. Other signs to look for include subtle differences in the color and texture of the coin. If you spot any of these inconsistencies in your collection, grab a magnifying glass and examine it closely. Sometimes these errors can be very hard to detect with the naked eye. Now, let's talk about value. The value of these error coins can vary based on the condition of the penny and how rare the error is. If you find a 2014 penny with a minting error, it's worth more than face value. In fact, some of these pennies have sold for $25,500 or even more at auctions. The most expensive ones are those in mint condition, uncirculated, with no signs of wear. To determine the value, you'll want to check with professional graders like PCGS or NGC, who will grade your coin based on its condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A 2014 error penny in perfect condition could sell for as much as $30,000 at auction. Here's a fun fact. In 2020, one of these 2014 error pennies sold for $25,500 at a major auction. This wasn't just any auction. It was a global event, and collectors from all over the world were bidding for this rare coin. This is a reminder of how lucrative the world of coin collecting can be, especially when you come across a hidden gem like this. One of the top reasons this coin is so valuable is because of how rare it is. Only a few error coins of this type have been discovered, and it's highly unlikely you'll find another one anytime soon. If you're fortunate enough to find one, you'll be holding on to a piece of numismatic history. Now, if you've recently found a rare 2014 penny or any other valuable coin, it's important to handle it carefully. Here are a few tips for protecting your rare finds. Always store your coins in a protective case or holder to avoid damage. Never clean your rare coins. This can lower their value. Consider getting your coin professionally graded and appraised. And finally, keep an eye on the market. Coin values can fluctuate over time, so it's worth staying informed. Well, there you have it. The 2014 1-cent coin worth over $25,500. Who would have thought that a penny could be so valuable, right? If you have a 2014 penny or any other rare coins in your collection piece of currency, thank you for watching today's video and interesting. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Worth old coin value.